Hello there, my name is PolishLynx and we are in the canteen with Yulia to eat something, maybe. Alright, Yulia sat down at the table and looked at me. So? What? Dinner? Yeah, what about it? I yawned. The time was long past midnight. By the way, how did you open the canteen? You've got to have the skills. No need to continue with this topic. Maybe it's better to go to sleep. Cook, now! She said in a dictatorial tone. Me? I don't see anyone else around. Okay. I slowly walked towards the kitchen. Because of all the talk of food, I suddenly felt hungry. I found a carton of eggs in the fridge and called out to Yulia. Hey, how about scrambled eggs? Well, maybe. I started cooking. Funny the way things turn out. Bizarre and incomprehensible events are happening to me, and yet I'm just standing here making dinner. Just hoping for the best. It's a typical Russian feature, yeah. Nevertheless, I'm quite sure that nothing bad will happen. And in case of unexpected problems, Yulia will protect me. You should protect her, you dumbass. Although she says that she does not know much, in a critical moment I can certainly rely on her. There is simply nobody else to count on. Just yesterday, nothing was up to me, but at least I had a slight idea what was happening. However, now, the only thing left to do is to comfortably lean back in a chair and wait for the installation to be finished. I added grated cheese, mayonnaise, salt and pepper and poured the well-stirred mass into the pan. I also found a salami in the fridge and a loaf of bread on the shelf next to it. Soon we are sitting in silence and eating scrambled eggs. Yummy, yummy! It's nothing special. Ordinary bachelor-style dinner. Never tried anything like this. Probably better than mushrooms and nuts. That's enough! He answered angrily. When we finished dinner, I said, tell me something about yourself. For you probably have nothing to tell. Probably. How long have you been here? I don't know, a long time. But are you mostly human? Well, very likely. Then how can you be at several places at the same time? It's hard to explain. I don't really understand it myself. Let's assume that here and now in front of you I'm the only one. I could accept such an assumption. In the end, although the fact that Yulia had many faces was just one mystery among others happening here, it was definitely not the mine one. At least that's what I thought. Well, let's assume that. And what do you know about the world? I can read and write, if that's what you mean. She laughed. No, not exactly that. Do you know where the camp is located? No. And maybe you know that I'm not from here. Not from this time, not from this reality. Well, I know, but not any details. And if I ask you what the year is now? I can't answer. I took a deep breath and stared out the window. In general, you can assume that there are some things I know more about than you, and some I know less. So, what should we do now? As I told you before, just wait. Wait, and what are we gonna do? What do you wanna do? I don't know, but forgive me, I don't feel like climbing trees. Okay, then maybe you will tell me something about yourself. Not now. As you wish. So what then? I don't know, maybe just sit and wait. I don't mind. But that's so boring. I don't see any alternatives. So let's go, come on. She thought for a while. I looked keenly at Yulia. Looks like she really finds everything happening here amusing. Moreover, the current situation doesn't seem strange to her. According to her, there is nothing unusual about it. You know, everything that is happening is not quite normal to me. I don't even understand why I'm not currently hiding somewhere under my bed, trembling at every sound. It turns out you are brave. I said nothing but merely smiled. I've got an idea. I looked at her with interest. No, I forgot it again. Yulia scratched her cat ears. Just remembered! Let's go swimming. Now I stared at her in disbelief. Maybe it'd be better to go to sleep. Oh, come on. She pouted. Indeed, the day had been hot and I was soaked with sweat. It's much easier to fall asleep in this heat when you are clean. Alright, let's go. A few minutes later, we are at the beach. I lazily sprout on the sand and look at the river. I immediately felt completely exhausted. You know, I don't actually like swimming. Meaning you don't know how to swim? Yes, I don't know how to swim. Yulia sat next to me. Well, it's not that, I don't know. Anyway, that doesn't matter. The pioneers fine, but how could the whole town disappear? I told you before, I don't know. Let's go swimming. I don't want to. I never like to reveal that I'm a lousy swimmer. Oh, come on, stop it. You can splash in water near the shore. Okay, wait, I'll go get my swimming trunks. But Yulia seemed to not hear me and started to undress. What? Are you going to swim like that? Yeah, anything wrong with that? I turned away at the right time. Aren't you shy? I tried to speak as calmly as possible, but the reason I did not look at her was because my face was burning, rather than out of politeness. Shy about who? You? She laughed. You know what? I turned around. Yulia was already in the water up to her neck. Come here. I decided nothing bad would happen if I stayed in my underwear. I undressed and entered the water. Brrr, it's cold. Move around and you'll get warm, like me. She started to jump and wave her hands in the water. I still felt awkward. You've gone red, Yulia said excitedly. Of course I am. Next to me there is a naked girl, or at least a female humanoid. And? And that's enough. I turned around and at the same moment I felt Yulia hug me. Oh, is this also part of your program? I understood that I was saying complete nonsense, but nothing more meaningful was coming to my head. What? Well, it's, you know, suddenly I realized that I was being hugged from behind by a naked omnipotent being which is able to exist in multiple realities simultaneously. My brain was instantly overloaded by errors about the lack of system resources. Here it is, a blue screen of death. Good one. My legs buckled and I started to go under the water. Yulia had me up. There's no need to drown yourself. She was still hugging me. I felt it even stronger. What are you going to do? Swim, obviously. So that means you're not suggesting anything. I tried to say it with a calm expression, but it did not turn out very well. Like what, for example? Well, even though you don't remember much, you essentially behave quite reasonably. So you should understand. Well, I don't know, she said slyly. Suddenly I felt something twisting around my fix. I tried to pull myself away, but Yulia had me tight. Also, motion physics in the water are very different from on the land. It's just my tail. A tail? Don't you find it strange that you have it at all? What? You don't like my tail? If you step on my tail, then you're gonna get hurt. Wait a minute. I paused for a moment trying to phrase the thought I just had. So you've seen that series too? What series? The one you just quoted. It's just... She suddenly stopped and thought. Don't people say that? Some kind of saying? So you don't know where it's from? No, and who cares? Yulia laughed. Her tail continued to probe my body. Could it be that Yulia still has memories about her time before the camp? Maybe they're hidden somewhere, or suppressed. She got that quote somehow. Of course, maybe she heard it from one of the pioneers. But isn't it too early for that show to even exist? The only conclusion is that Yulia seems to be a prisoner in this camp, the same as I. Just a more mysterious one. What happened next happened by itself. Even if what I was going to do was dangerous, in the end, I'm a red-blooded man. Alright, that's what happened. At that moment, Yulia was not an all-powerful being to me. I was holding an ordinary girl in my arms. I brought the sleeping Yulia to my cabin. She was surprisingly light. I put her in the bed, collapsed beside her, and closed my eyes. But all my attempts to get to sleep failed. I felt a terrible thirst. Quietly, so as not to wake Yulia up, I got out of bed, pulled on my shirt, shorts, and went outside. On the way to Wallstance, I thought about everything that happened. I didn't care about whether it was right or not. No, that wasn't the main issue. I decided that I just didn't have any other choice in that situation. More important are the possible consequences. Even if Yulia was a little different from me, we could say she was closer to, or what was behind all this. Just because she knows more than me. Which means, however, blindly assuming or drawing conclusions about anything is a difficult task in this camp. I was sure of that by now. I quenched my thirst and washed myself. I was going back to the camp leader's cabin, whistling a piece from Peer by Grieg, when somebody called out to me. "How did you?" I jumped on the spot, turned and saw the silhouette of that pioneer. There was no chance of seeing his face clearly in this darkness. "So it's you again." "Who, me? Not in the sense that I'm the one that you have already seen, but in sense of who in fact I am." "I don't understand." I remember that Yulia told me that he can't do me any physical harm, and I calmed down a bit. Whatever. Besides, I saw how you were getting it on back there. That gave me the heebie-jeebies. No matter how fantastic a situation is, it's always frustrating when you're caught doing something so intimate. Did anyone ever tell you that it's not too nice to spy on people? You're upset? No, why would I be? I started and half turned towards him, trying to vain to see his face. "And what has the cat-eared one told you?" "She has a name." I felt a strong attachment to Yulia, so I didn't hesitate to stand up for her. "A name? And what is it? An almighty observer, the double-faced genius." "Yulia," I said a bit uncertainly. "Yulia." He started laughing like a horse on meth. "And who gave it to her? You, probably." "Fine, tell me what you want and get lost." Okay, your majesty, just don't be angry." He bowed awkwardly. The sight was so grotesque that I even shuddered. "And what has the so-called Yulia told you?" I said there was no point in hiding the information I'd found out recently. "She told me that there are many other camps, that you are the same as me, and that after 7 days we leave and never come back." It was disgusting for me to be in the same boat as him, but the fact was still a fact. "Yep, that's about right. And what did she tell you about herself?" "Do you think it's any of your business? Besides, surely you know everything without me." "Yeah, I know something. I've dealt with her before." His tone was so disgusting that I didn't even want to continue this conversation. "Well, if you have nothing more to..." "No, wait a minute. I haven't finished yet." "Now what? Want me to tell you what she's hiding from you?" "Go on." I was sure that Yulia had no secrets from me, but in my situation any information could be useful. "Never come back." "No, they do come back. And you come back. At least you did before." "I don't understand." "I did tell you that you had already been here, so after 7 days, it doesn't matter whether you live on a bus or fall asleep in the forest, you will find yourself sitting in the 410 again." "But how?" "She told you that we just disappear, right?" I didn't answer. Well, I can't be sure she's lying. Maybe she just doesn't know everything. But what I said is true. You and I were here many times. Of course, I've been here more times, but that doesn't matter. Okay, then why I don't remember anything? You remember them all sometime later. That's what happened to me. And you're telling me that there is no escape from here? Yes, I am. I remember you told me that what happened today had never happened before, right? True, this is the first time. And how can you explain that? We're hoping that something will change. No way it will. We'll see about that. I decisively turned and walked away. To my surprise, the pioneer did not even try to stop me. I returned to the cabin and found Yulia carefully combing her tail. You are talking to him again? How do you know? For a moment I had doubts. Just guessed. He's supposed to appear when you're alone. Yeah. And? He told me that nobody disappears, that we come back. Yulia didn't answer anything. Is that so? To tell you the truth, I don't know. I sat on the bed beside her and began to think. I don't know how long we were sitting there, but soon I started to fall asleep. Let's go watch the stars. Let's go. I wanted to sleep badly, but at the same time I felt a sense of incompleteness, and was hoping fresh air would clear my thoughts. A few minutes later we were at the square. I sat on the bench, and Yulia put her head in my lap and stared at the sky. Isn't it beautiful? It is. We sat in silence for quite a long time. So what will happen tomorrow? What do you mean? Well, tomorrow is the 7th day, so it's time to leave. Do you want to leave? Suddenly I was struck by realization. I have heard this question many times before. According to you and him, even if I don't want to, I must. So let's leave. She smiled. Will you come with me? Of course I will. After all this, you must definitely marry me. I don't know of a single administration that would register marriages with cat girls. So we'll look for one. Okay, seriously, Alpha. What will happen tomorrow? In the evening the bus will come. You sure about that? Absolutely sure. It always comes. And? And we'll take it. And then? Why are you asking all these stupid questions? Yulia protested. How should I know? Well, make a guess. And we'll go back to your ward. That would be... I stopped. We'll see. I sighed. And what about you and your many selves? I only look like this here, right? Over there I will just be regular me. Sure, with cat ears and a tail. Yulia hit me painfully in the ribs. Hey, I'm just joking. Maybe without a tail, she said sadly. No, I like it. Don't think anything like that. She said nothing, just closed her eyes. And what's it like over there? It's different. That's the best way I can put it. Some things are better, some are worse. We've got internet. I chuckled. And what would I do there? Well, I don't know. Let's solve the problems as they come. Alright. And let's end the episode here. Well, it might be interesting. I wonder what will happen. Alright, see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.